Ну, что UFC предложат, я думаю, если кто-то топ-5, кто или кто поднялся выше, например, Коста или Уотекер, или кто там еще, с кем я не бился, было бы интересно просто подраться. А так цель биться за пояс, пока чемпион не может, мы будем очищать дивизион.
You know, what's next for me is we got a champion who's probably going to take a little while to come back because he's injured. So for me, I would be interested in fighting somebody who maybe is in the top 5. Hopefully, if the UFC offers somebody in top 5, that could be good. Or maybe some of the new guys that are coming up to the division that have bigger names like Acosta or Whitaker, a former champion. So it would be fun just to get in a fight with one of them. But other than that, the goal is to fight for the title. And if we have to clean out the division once again, then we'll do that.
Do you feel you'll have to, though? Because when Carlos won the belt at the post-fight press conference, he said about you, he's one of the best in the division. He's the only guy I need to test myself with in there. I think he is deserving. So it seems like Carlos thinks you deserve to fight him when he comes back.
Кажется ли тебе, что тебе нужно будет вычищать дивизион, если после своей победы, когда он забрал пояс, Карлос сказал, что мне кажется, что в этом дивизионе есть одно имя, это Анкалаев, это тот человек, который в этом дивизионе лучший, и я хотел бы попробовать себя против Анкалаева. Мне кажется, что он заслуживает пояс, то есть чемпион уже называет твое имя как единственный достойный для него соперник. Нужно ли будет тебе все равно драться с полным дивизионом, вычищать дивизион, если у тебя уже вызывает чемпион?
Нет, я не думаю, что мне надо будет очищать дивизион, так как пока чемпион не может, я не хочу долгое время стоять, я хочу быть активным и хочу биться как можно раньше и не теряя времени.
You know, I don't think that I have to clean out the division, especially with such statements from the champion, but he is injured, as you said, and I don't want to just sit there and kind of wait for him. So I would rather, have a fight, continue staying active, and continue fighting until he's ready to go.
Magomed Ankalaev has never been a man of empty promises. He is known throughout mixed martial arts as one of the calmest, most calculated fighters in the sport.
Magomed stay in first position. For me, it's more interesting, need to test me, test who I am, and I'm 33, for me need to wait. Who, how, when, for me need just location and name. Let's go. For me, Magomed is strongest guy from our division, second fight with Pereira is just one fight, I don't think about this. This is like just fight, nothing. Bad day in the office. And Magomed stay danger and
rarely showing emotion and almost never engaging in trash talk.
How are you? Good?
That is why the MMA world immediately paid attention when reports emerged of Ankalaev sending a chilling warning toward Bogdan Guskov, confidently declaring that he would finish him in the very first round.
Going down this weekend, we got UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi. These are my full card predictions. For the prelims, we are going Abdul Hussein, Mike Davis, Tuchalov, Sola, aka Nick Jonas, still get jealous, Sam Patterson, Dustin Jacoby, and Walter Walker. Now for the main card, I'm going Vageyev over Izagok Maiev. Not confident in this one, right? Two unproven guys. Both are good grapplers. They're okay on the feet. I'm going to side with Vageyev. I feel like he's got a little bit of a better gas tank and slightly more technical on the feet, so I'll give him the edge there. Close decision, 29-28. Rizvan Kuniev versus Tyrell Fortune. I'm going Rizvan Kuniev here. I think he's just the better overall fighter. Tyrell Fortune is a good athlete. He's got good wrestling, good power in that right hand. but he kind of just spams right hands. And I feel like that's not going to be enough to beat Rizvan Kuniev, who had a really close fight with Curtis Blades that I thought he won, stuffed a bunch of takedowns against Jailton Almeida. We know how good Almeida is. So if those guys aren't taking down Kuniev, I don't know that Tyrell Fortune is. And if you're stuck on the feet with Kuniev, he actually has pretty good striking for the heavyweight division. I think he outstrikes Tyrell Fortune and gets it done 30-27 on the card.
Coming from a fighter who usually lets his fists do the talking, those words carried far more weight than the typical pre-fight hype. Fans instantly began debating whether this was supreme confidence from the reigning light heavyweight champion, or whether he was underestimating one of the division's most dangerous knockout artists. Whatever the answer, one thing became clear. If these two men share the cage, somebody is going to be forced into the deepest waters of their career. For Magomed Ankalaev, confidence has been built over years of dominance. The Dagestani powerhouse has quietly assembled one of the most impressive resumes in the light heavyweight division. Known for his elite wrestling, suffocating control, and sharp striking, Ankalaev has consistently shown that he can adapt to almost any style. Unlike many wrestlers who rely almost entirely on takedowns, Ankalaev possesses a complete skill set. His left hand is explosive, his kicks are devastating, and his patience often forces opponents into making costly mistakes. Every fight follows a familiar pattern. His opponent begins aggressively, searching for openings, but as the minutes pass, Ankalaev slowly takes complete control, breaking their rhythm until they have nowhere left to go. It is a style built on intelligence rather than recklessness, making his prediction of a first-round finish even more fascinating. Standing across from him would be Bogdan Guskov, one of the hardest-hitting competitors in the division. Guskov has built his reputation through pure aggression and frightening knockout power. Every time he enters the Octagon, fans know there is a very real chance the fight ends suddenly. His willingness to throw heavy combinations from the opening bell has earned him victories that many believed were impossible. While he may not carry the same championship experience as Ankalaev, he makes up for it with relentless pressure and the type of power that can instantly erase any game plan. Against dangerous punchers like Guskov, one clean shot can completely change the course of a fight, which is exactly why so many analysts refuse to dismiss his chances. Yet Ankalaev appears completely unconcerned by that danger. His statement that he would finish Guskov in the opening round suggests that he sees something others do not. Perhaps he believes Guskov's aggressive style leaves defensive openings that can be exploited. Perhaps he has studied hours of footage and identified weaknesses in Guskov's footwork or defensive positioning. Champions often notice details invisible to casual viewers, and Ankalaev has built his reputation by making brilliant tactical adjustments.
Ramazan Tamirov to get this one done either by a damage-based decision or an early KO. Tamirov is very explosive. He's got power in his hands. He's very well-rounded, and he's coming off of a good win against Charles Johnson. And we've seen what Charles Johnson's been able to do to these upcoming striking prospects. He wasn't able to do that to Tamirov. We've seen Steve Erceg. Yes, he's very technical and maybe the more technically well-rounded fighter. But the power of Tamirov is real. Erceg has the tall man defense. He gets hit. I feel like Tamirov will land a similar combination to what we saw Kara France land on Erceg in their fight. Give me Tamirov by early KO. And then Magomed Ankalaev, Bogdan Guskov. I think this is going to be a fun one. I feel like
Rather than surviving the early storm, he may intend to attack immediately, forcing Guskov backward before the dangerous striker has an opportunity to settle into his rhythm. From a stylistic perspective, the matchup presents fascinating possibilities. Guskov thrives when opponents exchange wild punches in the center of the cage. Ankalaev, however, rarely gives anyone the fight they want. He controls distance with disciplined footwork, mixes kicks with precise boxing combinations, and constantly threatens takedowns that force opponents to hesitate. That hesitation creates openings, and openings are all elite champions need. If Ankalaev can disrupt Guskov's timing early, the feared knockout artist may struggle to generate the explosive offense that has carried him throughout his UFC career. There is also the psychological aspect of this matchup. Confidence can be one of the greatest weapons in combat sports, but it can quickly become a liability if it turns into overconfidence. Ankalaev's prediction places enormous expectations on his own shoulders. Every second that passes without a finish increases the pressure. Fans, commentators, and opponents will remember the promise of a first-round stoppage. Guskov, meanwhile, gains motivation from those comments. Fighters often produce career-best performances when they feel disrespected, and being publicly predicted to lose inside 5 minutes is exactly the kind of challenge that can ignite an underdog's determination. For Guskov, the path to victory is relatively straightforward, though incredibly difficult. He must prevent Ankalaev from dictating the pace. That means cutting off the cage, forcing exchanges, and making every striking sequence dangerous. If he allows Ankalaev to establish distance and control the center of the octagon, the fight could slowly slip away.